Welcome to Division 2 of the NSCSA State Fortnite Championship. Today, we have
A lot of teams.
13 teams coming into this.
Sheesh, that's a lot of teams.
We'll be starting shortly in just a couple of minutes, 3 minutes or so. And yeah, there will be 4 drops today. This is what our score sheet will look like. We have our first drop is going to be build. And then we're going to have our second one, which is 0 build. And then we're going to go back to build and then do a final 0 build one again. Scoring for these will be, you'll get 30 points for first place, and then 25 for second, 20 for third, and just keep going down. So you'll start getting placement points at 6th place, and then you'll get 2 points for each elimination that your squad gets. Yeah.
I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Unfortunately, this was postponed from last week due to Fortnite servers being down, but we got it up and running today, which I'm very thankful for on this, amazing Saturday morning. But I mean, yeah, like you said, 5 points per placement from 6th to 1st, so you can get up to 30 points if you do get first in a match, and then 2 points per elimination. What are your thoughts on some of these teams? Have you seen any of them play?
Not really any. I mean, I'm from Northwest, GINW. I think they're probably going to win if I had to guess, but
I sure do hope so. I mean, as someone who made it to state in Fortnite last year on this GINW team, actually we were the team that made it to state.
that is true.
So we got to glaze a little bit for ourselves and our legacy, like LeBron and Bronny.
So I don't know how much everybody really knows about Fortnite, but all of these 13 teams, they'll each have 4 players is how many is on a team.
Roughly 4. Sometimes, depending on if the team is full or not, they can have around 3, but I don't think we should have any problems with that today, since all these teams do look very full.
Yeah, so it definitely will be taking some teamwork and everything with all of your people on your team to coordinate pushes and stuff, because there's 13 different teams all fighting each other in this same map. If you're separated from your teammates or something, it makes it a lot harder to win.
Mm-hmm. I definitely wonder, like last week when we saw with divisions 1, 3, and 4, wonder if we're going to have a lot of people going towards that same end of the map, because in Division 3 last weekend, we saw most teams going to the left or right sides of the map depending on which game mode it was, which led to a few early match altercations, and I mean, led to some pretty interesting gameplay, but ultimately, I mean, I'm hoping, it's going to be a nice fair game, no low blows or anything like that, boxing rules type thing.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm hoping for too. I think we're just waiting on one team right now to get in, and then we'll be getting started as soon as that comes.
Whoop, whoop.
So we'll go to a
My college search? I don't know. That's a big question. Like, where do you even start? This is where I make my start.
Be a raider. Lead and serve.
Be smart and strong.
Courageous and faithful.
Build community and experience belonging.
Be great, because excellence honors God and serves others.
You belong at Northwestern College.
You'll stand out here
You'll be equipped for your career,
for God's call on your life,
for success,
for significance.
because you'll be a Raider. And Raiders stand out.
Okay, welcome back. We are still waiting on just one team. They should be in shortly, but
It's just one player, who's waiting a little bit. But, I mean, yeah, shouldn't have too many difficulties from there. I mean, at least the servers aren't down.
Yeah, that happened last week. That was bad. We did get all the rest of the divisions up, but that is why we had to postpone this one. So
Yeah, unfortunately.
sure. So our in-person state is next week. True.
We got next Friday, next Saturday at the Doane State campus over in Crete, Nebraska. I know personally I'm going to be there. I'm going to be hopefully taking some pictures and competing in Valorant as well. As long as just, interacting with some of the people over there, talking to some people. I mean, it's pretty fun day, pretty unique event to go to, and I definitely recommend if you're a parent or a student who, wants to go, I definitely would recommend, seeing if you can go.
Yeah, even if you didn't make it, just still going, it's definitely an experience to be there.
Yeah, because, you can communicate with, all sorts of different people around Nebraska. Because, I've communicated with people from, David City, Minden, Gering, Holdrege, all sorts of people just from going to these in-person events. And, I actually made some friends last year, too, from it.
And there's also going to be different games. It's not just Fortnite. We also play
Valorant, Rocket League, and Mario Kart are going to be at at Doane.
which those people play in person. They're going to be on the same stage and everything.
Which does make everything a little bit more nerve-wracking for the players individually if they haven't mastered that nerve control. But, yeah, it's just, it adds to the experience. It's just like a regular LAN.
Yeah, so it's definitely it's not just playing online against another school. You're also playing in person, and it's kind of like you're with the people also, which kind of adds a socializing aspect of it.
But yeah, I definitely would recommend going to, any of these state events when you can or if you can, because they're truly unique experiences.
Yeah, so just still waiting on, I think, just one or two players right now. But the one thing that I think is interesting about the way that we do our Fortnite is that we have those 4 different drops that scores all get added together, but 2 of them are build and 2 of them are zero build, which really those can be completely different games.
Because with, going from build straight to zero build, you have to learn to adapt quickly to the different playstyles of each of those game modes. So a team who depends heavily on building and sheltering behind those materials cannot really do that as much in zero build without anything like porta bunkers or any, shield bubbles or just really any natural structures that are already on the map.
Yeah, because in build you get the resource of being able to harvest the different materials on the map, and you get those wood and brick and metal that you can just put all your builds up with. But on zero build, you just have to rely on those porta bunkers and the porta cover or the shield bubbles or whatever else there is.
I'd definitely say zero build takes a little bit more thinking compared to regular builds, because yes, building does still take a little bit of thinking to make sure you're doing the right, you're building the right pieces, and see if you're trying to piece somebody up, you have to use your brain a little bit with that. But I feel like the whole aspect to zero build is so intellectual, because you have to make sure you're alive, you have to make sure you have space to rotate without getting absolutely, demolished.
And you have to coordinate that with all the 4 players on your team, so you're doing the same thing and you're just at the same places, which that takes a lot more than just mechanical skill for sure. It looks like we are getting ready to get the match started right now.
Yeah,
we have 49 players. Yeah, that should be everybody.
Right, good luck to all those who are competing. If you are listening, which I don't know why you'd be listening, because that's basically stream sniping. But yeah, good luck to the teams competing. And yeah.
And there is a 5-minute delay on this, I believe. So anything that you're seeing here is going to be happening 5 minutes behind of what happened in real time.
Yeah. Preventing stream sniping from day one. Learned it from Ninja.
Yep, definitely. All right, here we are in Fortnite. Looking at it, we got all our different teams. This right now is just a little fun, little mess around time on the spawn island before you get into the game.
Currently spectating the team of Gering on the battle bus.
This is the battle bus. This is how games of Fortnite start. You can see that big blue thing going around. Everybody gets the option well, you have to. It's not an option, but you have to jump out of it at any point along that blue line, and then you get your little glider. Looks like this. You get to drop wherever you want on this map and just start looting up before you have to fight people.
I mean, it definitely looks like the map is divided up here, with some people going over to that, upper side, with a lot more who are, going towards that lower side. But I mean, there's a lot of people down in the southern part of the map, hopefully going towards Masked Meadows and the vault down in there.
Yeah, each of these arrows is a different person, obviously, but each color is a different team. So it looks like over in Pumped Power there might be a fight that's going to happen soon.
Oh yeah, those purples, and there's 2 of those yellows, so it looks like that yellow team is quite divvied up right now.
In Seaport City,
We have Holdrege, and who else do we have over here in Seaport City?
this is Nebraska City.
It does look like Minden is getting some kills over there on... Let's see. Alright. Ooh, it does
There's a lot of teams over in the Masked Meadows area.
I mean, yeah, it does look like Nebraska City has 1 player down, unfortunately. Moving on to Minden over at Pumped Power, it looks like they have overtaken that entire place, kind of forcing Nebraska City out, because I do believe they were the ones who eliminated that player from Nebraska City.
One of the other teams in Masked Meadow is
Chase County.
Chase County, yeah.
Yeah, Cogman, he played at State last year, and he had a really good performance. I mean, he was insanely talented last year, and I mean, maybe he might be able to replicate that this year in a different game mode.
Yeah, it looks like there is going to be a fight here. He's just trying to spray through those builds.
It looks like there's a lot of, different teams over at Masked Meadow. Oh, it does look like M. Fern is going to go down, though.
I'd say that the beginning, like your beginning game in Fortnite, is so much different than the end game because of your limited resources. Like, looking at it right now, Cogman, he only has 9 builds and not very much ammo in any of his guns, so he has to play really conservative.
It does look like there is a combination of teams over here. With, I think I saw, Auburn over here as well? Yeah, looking at it, yeah. Just eliminated someone from Auburn, and I do believe they just got it up. I think Auburn's just gone now. I think they just eliminated all of Auburn.
It's like Masked Meadows is now only having 1 team in there now.
Ooh, picking up the crown. Not sure how that's going to, affect too much, because that crown does reveal your location on the map, unfortunately. McCook over here. I mean, very sweaty combo with the Catwoman's grappling. Need a grappling hook axe and the click skin. Very sweaty. Let's see. Platteview. This is a pretty cool skin. The pickaxe is even better. The balloon pickaxe is pretty nice.
Just getting into that forest and trying to harvest those trees to get their wood materials up.
I definitely do think this is a good idea, considering how early it is still in the game, with around 7 people being eliminated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely good to get your materials up before anything, just in case you encounter, some opponents. You want to get that upper hand on them by having more materials.
Yeah, just being able to build those structures around you to defend yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, in case of a res as well, I mean, that would be pretty nice to have.
Looking at the map here, as you can see, there's that white circle and that bigger purple circle that's shrinking in. That's called the storm, and the way that Fortnite works is that storm deals damage to you if you're outside of it. So as the match progresses, that white circle keeps getting smaller, and that storm keeps forcing people into the middle of the map or towards the edge sometimes if that's where the circle goes, and it just forces everybody so they have to fight.
I mean, yeah. Oh, it does look like there might be something in Magic Mosses over there a little bit. Saw a few different, arrows over there. Got the motorcycle. Let's see. Is he gonna
Trying to
make
get up that mountain. I don't think it has enough horsepower.
I'm looking at
And
this.
this
This
is
is Beatrice. Got the bunny slippers on.
Looks like he has a couple of teammates down.
Yeah, it does look like it. This is Nebraska City. Rushy Dubs TV. I mean, it does look like he has a few teammates down. Don't know why the little thing down there is a little bit buggy, but I mean, 2 teammates on this whole team. Nothing is impossible. If they do have their reboot cards, they are able to do a reboot on them.
That is the thing about Fortnite too. After one of your teammates dies, you can get their card, or their reboot card, at their body at the spot that they died. And then you have the option to go to any, it's called a reboot van, and they're just placed around the map, and you can just reboot them there so they come back to life.
Indeed. I mean, there's a lot of unique aspects to this game that, you know, not a lot of other games can compare to necessarily.
This is Grand Island Northwest right here.
This team's pretty cool, man. I like this team. It's pretty awesome.
Driving around in that G-Wagon.
Yep.
Might be looking for a fight. Looks like they might be coming upon one.
Hopefully they can get out of this fight alive. Looking at Andrew the Goat 770's loot, it does have some pretty good loot. I mean, yeah, he got 56 builds, and I mean, legendary SMG. Oh, he did get lasered one. Gonna try and solo this fight.
This is an interesting fight that they're taking in the vehicle.
Don't think they're
not choosing to jump out to risk dying.
Definitely a good idea, because they do want to make sure they can grab these placement points. Back to Chase County. They're over in Masked Meadows. 2 launch pads is, I mean, very nice. Good for rotations as well, or any sticky situations that they may get in. But I mean, 96 builds on Black Viper. I mean, he should be set for quite a while. Does look like GINW is kind of scoping out the area, and their car is getting shot at half the health it was before. They're going all the way back to Fairbury. Got Ice Spice. She might be calling me a munch, but I'm not a munch, I swear.
Looks like there might be some people down in Masked Meadows fighting. We'll see if we can find that real quick.
Do believe that's going to be Chase County and another team. Let's see, who is this?
And Beatrice.
Yeah. Chase County and Beatrice currently in a fight. Does look like
lots of chug jugs just laying on the ground. Lots of heals for if you get low.
Chug jugs are a pretty nice thing. And looking at it, I do believe someone from Hastings Middle School did just get eliminated. So it leaves them in a slightly stickier situation. And the person who eliminated them was on Minden. But going back to this fight right now,
they're getting really aggressive here, just trying to get those kills for every elimination.
It does look like this team as a whole does have 8 eliminations total, each of their players having 2 kills.
So that will equal up to 16 points.
Very nice. And I mean, as long as they can he dropped the crown, that might be a good idea if nobody else picks it up.
Because crowns, we did say this earlier, they do reveal your position to the enemy. So while they can be fun and give you more experience points and stuff to level up your battle pass, they are not very viable in the competitive game mode.
Yeah, and I really do hope all these players do know that, so they aren't tempted by the shiny gold aura of that, victory crown, showing how much of a winner they are.
There's another fight going down here. Top of this mountain.
It does look like it is McCook and who else? And Fairbury. Does look like they just kind of got one and the others ran.
Which that is a smart thing to do. Staying alive to get those placement points is very important.
Especially because this McCook team does only have 2 total points right now on the board with their 1 elimination total. So if they were to die, they would only be getting 2 points.
It does look like there's a team that might choose to press them from behind them here.
Ooh, that could be a good thing. I mean, looking at... Oh, they're getting shot at.
Yeah, and looking at the map, this team is very separated, and it looks like they're just getting surrounded from every area.
It looks like there's a lot of teams over by, Seaport City who are getting into some altercations. Great play style here. Pickle Lover 222. Sitting behind a rock. Moving on over to Platteview. It does look like they have quite a bit of high ground on some of these other teams. I mean, it does look like they do also have their full team. A good amount of mats. Also, you know, some nice cover items. Like a porta cover in their inventory, 3 medkits, and 6 minis. I mean, if this has to go to a heal-off, it could be relatively nice for them. It does look like they are going to be pushing Gering from behind.
They did knock a player there, too.
Knocked one. Oh, and it does look like GINW is getting pushed as well. With 2 of them being dead, unfortunately. Andrew the Goat 770 and King of Space Gaming. It does look like they got separated, as a matter of fact.
That is the hard thing in this game, is if you get separated, it could go down to a 2v4 or even like a 4v1, which is a lot less favorable to win. So they're just going to have to see if they can try to get that reboot card and try to bring their teammates back.
Hopefully, and if they aren't able to do that, then I mean they just have to try and stay alive and kind of forget about playing for eliminations, which is what I think the other 2 were trying to do when they got separated. Got Fairbury.
This could also be a viable strategy, just sitting and hiding and trying to wait it out till you get to top 6 and get those placement points.
Does look like there is some fighting between Chase County and Gering over there in the the kill feed, with Cogman from Chase County being eliminated.
Looking at the map, there's a lot of players in that top area and almost nobody in that bottom right.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who are having to come in from Storm as well. Looks like they're not playing their time management correctly and kind of forcing themselves to rotate.
Also looks like there's just forcing each other to fight because they're all in that same area.
Nism 8424 is currently running the pump and dump shotguns. I mean, pretty nice shotguns. His other loot, on the other hand, is not too good. He officially has used his last rotation item with only his shotgun, his AR, and 2 mini shields left to go.
And try to see if he can get some more loot potentially, but
hopefully. I mean, he's found some other loot. Definitely a porta shield, so that's pretty nice.
Choosing to not pick up the bandages there.
Ooh, that's not too good, especially if this has to go to a any heal offs or anything. And his teammate is on a very low amount of health. I don't know why he wouldn't have done that. Back to Gering. Do remember they were in an altercation with Chase County, and I think they did get around 2 of them, if not all of them.
Looks like he does have the FNCS pickaxe.
This guy must be a winner.
It's obviously what he's trying to portray.
Yep, he's a winner. All he does is win, 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 no matter what. He has money on his mind, and he's never going to give it up. Going back over to Fairbury. Just chilling in the car. I mean,
curious what Magic Mink is doing here.
Oh, he's going back into the storm. Potentially getting a reboot, or what's happening here?
Trying to rotate dead side here. I actually like this play, because if you look at the map, there's nobody at the bottom side.
Getting some rotation items. Oh, it does look like he... Oh, he is going through a reboot.
This is that reboot van we talked about earlier, how 2 of his teammates are currently dead, but he has the reboot cards from them, so he can use this van, and it'll spawn in both of his teammates from the sky, and they'll have just 100 wood and a gray pistol, I believe, but still, being alive is a lot better than being dead.
And I mean, yeah, another thing with that Fairbury player was in such a good position since he has 3 medkits. I don't understand why he wasn't moving while he was using his medkit, because he has 5, or he could actually have more shockwave grenades now since he has such a plentiful amount.
Yeah, he has gotten really lucky with these chest spawns. That is very good for him.
And I mean, he should be able to catch up to zone, no problem.
And this is what you get when you get revived. Just 1 pistol and 10 builds, but just being alive is an asset in itself.
Numbers is always better than one player having everything.
There's only been 2 teams that have died so far in this, which it's looking really competitive so far. Looks like players are going to keep choosing to play on the edge of zone just so they don't have to get into a fight. But
looking at it, there was some stuff over down by Misty Meadows. There's a lot of teams over there. See what we got. It does look like some of them
might
are
be running
fleeing
away.
Back to Minden. We got Spat and Nozum again. Still alive. Probably going to play out for their placement points. Oh, is he going to try and laser?
Looks like they're just trying to get some damage off. They are going to have to rotate soon, though. All of these players outside of that white circle are going to have to start rotating.
And again, at Masked Meadows, there's actually like a few teams over there. It does look like Pickle Lover 222 just, you know, rezzed one of his teammates, and Porktop 9187 also rezzed one of his teammates.
Looking at this, it looks like the most eliminations in the match right now is Black Viper from Chase County.
I do believe I did saw him, like, I saw his name in the eliminated players list, unfortunately. So, if that's so, Chase County could be in a little bit of a tricky situation.
Yeah, it looks like
Oh, never mind. He's getting the reboot off. Cogman coming in clutch with that reboot van.
a little bit of irony with the switch right there, but hey, it works. Now both of his teammates are back.
Yep, and looking at that,
All three maybe.
they do have a total of around, what, 9 eliminations? So, I mean, that's 18 points right there. So, as long as they can get the placements, they're fine.
It's definitely going to be hard to get those placements with all these teams still alive, however.
That mythic minigun is very daunting. I don't like the miniguns, and I've never really liked the miniguns.
They do deal a lot of damage and have a really fast fire rate, though.
Does look like Holdrege is getting pressed a little bit into that storm off of the train.
There's lots of players having to fight zone here.
Ooh, that blue team over down by Masked Meadows got a really lucky position with that storm. And it looks like that's going to be McCook. Very lucky positioning from them with a total of 6 elims on this team, so around 12 points so far.
Yeah, what tends to happen later into the game is these zones will pull back into themselves. So half of this storm is actually inside of the storm itself. So you can't just pre-rotate. You have to wait for it to start moving and then rotate in, which makes it really hard to play positioning.
Yeah, it does also really benefit this McCook team because they have to rotate into them. It does look like there is a green cursor right next to them. It looks like it's going to be Georgie Jr. from... What team is Georgie Jr. on? Let's check. There's a lot of teams over here, man. I'm telling you. Beatrice.
Looks like there is going to be a little bit of a fight going down here.
Oh, it does look like Gering and Holdrege got into a little bit of an altercation. It does look like Chase County is also in a little bit of an altercation with Platteview.
Here, all these players are just trying to rotate so they don't take damage from that zone. But
Ooh, Crazy, he's getting pretty lasered right now, and it does look like it might just be up to him.
and just being sprayed by all those weapons,
Oh, he is
gets knocked too.
I do believe. Oh, they still have Cogman. Cogman's playing it very conservatively.
But with 4 players on his box, I don't know if he'll be able to live this out.
I mean, I saw him do some magic last year at State, and I mean, that was with 2 people. It's just 2 more people than last time. Oh, but he is stuck in zone too. Never mind. This might be very tragic.
He might be able to make it out alive, though.
He really has to play his cards correctly here. It does look like McCook is getting a few more eliminations, and it does look like Platteview finally got the finish on Crazy from Chase County.
I really like the position that this team is in right here. Nobody is choosing to rotate in a zone yet, but looks like they're going to be the first to do it.
It does look like Cogman might actually starting... Oh, Cogman is officially eliminated, unfortunately.
It's another team down.
Yep, that leaves Chase County out with no placement points, but around 9-10 eliminations.
Yeah, that just proves like how dangerous that storm can be when it just keeps ticking, especially later in the match when the damage starts to ramp up.
Does look like this team of Platteview is going to be staying in a bush. Does look like Andrew the Goat 770 is the only player left on Grand Island Northwest. Let's see if he can make some magic happen and get, 6 plates finished at least to get his team some points.
Yeah, it looks like he is just in these vents or sewers down there, just trying to stay alive, I guess.
I mean, good for him. Let's see. Going back over to Fairbury. Got Ice Spice, the Munchinator.
Looks like his team is completely separated, though.
Ooh, yeah, that is true, considering there is one rotating by this McCook team who's been pretty dominant from what I've seen in the kill feed. but also not playing too much into altercations. Oh, it does look like Minden's going to get a little sideswipe from this Platteview team as well. Magic Mink crawling into the storm. And Holdrege, Dries FN, is the last player on this Holdrege team. Let's see if he can make it out alive with 22 health.
He didn't have any builds there, and he just got completely beamed by everybody.
Unfortunate. It does look like, I mean, McCook's been doing pretty good. I mean, what? They have
yeah.
13 eliminations right now, total.
And it does look like there are now 6 teams left, so all these teams will be getting placement points.
Yes, and I do believe that leaves GINW with placement points as well. Good for us. Alright. Let's see. I mean, yeah, this McCook team's been doing really good this entire game. Oh, it does look like Wardog just went down, but I mean, he surely can come back up.
Looking at the map here, this is another example of how that storm is going to pull back into itself.
Dude, I don't know how they do it. McCook with another lucky storm, like right behind them. They literally are the definition of lucky right now.
Or just playing positioning. It's just very smart the way that they're playing this.
And it does look like they are going to beam a little bit of that team over there.
Because now it forces these players to rotate into that storm, but McCook has that advantage.
It does look like Sportmaster's sitting in a bush. They might not know he's there. It does look like Platteview is very unsuspecting. One player from McCook is down, so it does, give them a little bit of a weakness. Looking at it, Seward with Rapid. So this Seward team is going to get some placement points due to them having, top 6 finish. No eliminations from them, though, unfortunately. Good tarping. Oh, he has to
only has 11 builds left.
Yes.
It does look like it is a 1v1 right here, though, between him and Rapid.
Yeah, but Rapid does have a lot more, health than Andrew the Goat does, unfortunately. Oh, he caught a bad timing. Rapid dead by Andrew the Goat, even though Andrew the Goat only had 48 health.
That's a really good refresh from him, giving him all the mats and ammo and even heals that he needs.
Yeah, I mean, good timing from Andrew the Goat, giving him another 2 points.
That is the other thing about Fortnite that you might have seen there, is the way that the camera is third person. You can see around corners a little bit before you actually end up peeking them.
And I mean, Minden still in this. Got 2 players left on this team with Spat and Nism. 8-4-2-4.
Look how far that zone goes back into itself. These moving zones, really difficult.
It's just going to be a big fight at Mask Meadow. And it does look like Andrew the Goat is underneath this Minden team. Don't know if Minden suspects that, though.
Looks like we might not have that much white heals or just normal health from really any of the teams.
Yeah, I mean, really, even this one doesn't have too many. He's doing a good job tarping, though, giving himself a lot of cover. He just needs to make
control of that low ground for sure.
He just needs to make sure he's not getting rid of all of his materials so quickly.
Using that medkit really early. If it comes down into a heal off, they'll be kind of screwed.
Indeed. That's also his last medkit as well, so he doesn't have any heals after that.
They'll probably force Snuzum here to use some heals too. He might even go down.
He's 29 health. I mean, I think he surely has to get up to high ground and use a mini. He can get broken down here too, since he's, on such, high ground with less connection.
Yeah, for sure.
Doesn't look like anybody's looking up at him, though.
We only have 2 more zones until it completely closes.
It does look like Andrew the Goat has just been eliminated. GINW getting out in 4th place.
With 3 teams left here.
Does look like Nism.
With Spat being the only one left.
Oh, that kneecapper just knocked 1.
He's getting shot in the back, however.
Indeed he is, but I mean, he's still got 1. He's going to be able to position himself into a different place. Nism 8424 going down.
He only has 4 builds, though, and he does just go down. Looks like it's now a 1v1 right here. Between
Platteview and McCook. That's what it's looking like. And Wardog is the only player on
the
McCook.
only player alive, 1 build.
And
goes down.
Platteview
takes game 1.
That's crazy. Good performance from them. I mean,
that was a really competitive game.
That was a very competitive game. McCook, I just feel like they weren't playing their cards right towards the end of the game, even though they had all those good storm spawns. They just didn't play their cards right.
That storm, it just started moving, and people just started being forced to fight. That was just really good.
I do want to give applaud to all of the one-player teams left in that top,
I mean,
6.
Seward, Northwest, who else?
Those I think were the only 2, and then towards the end, at second, there was McCook as well. But I mean, all those teams, they just, once they get down to that last player, they have to play so conservatively.
And Spat was there too, even with that kneecapper.
That is true. He did get a pick, and he was able to rotate himself into a different position. I mean, good on him. Platteview, let's see how many kills they got. They got around 14 kills, which leaves them with around 28 points, plus the 30 from winning, so it does leave them with around 58 points.
That'll be good. We're currently calculating the scores for the rest of the teams also, so I guess we'll just go to a quick ad break, and we'll be back shortly.
Finding your story starts at a place where you can explore possibilities, engage in opportunities, enhance your potential, and experience adventure, all while accessing the most affordable, high-quality education in the region. With a wide range of face-to-face and online undergraduate and graduate programs, as well as thousands of friends, Chadron State College has everything you need to find your story. Get started at csc.edu.
Welcome back to our Fortnite Division 2 State Championship. We now have our results for that last drop done, and this is what we're looking at. Looks like we have Platteview in first place with 58 points. McCook in a close second with 55. And then Minden in third with 34 points, so a little bit more of a gap. GINW 19, Chase County 18, Holdrege 16. Those are really close all right there.
Mm-hmm.
And really even all the standings, they're only a couple points off.
Yeah, and if you think about it, Chase County did not get any placement points last round either. All of their points were just from kills.
Which, that is impressive. It is also something to note how fast points can change in this.
That is true.
Platteview could die off spawn, and so could McCook, and so could Minden, and so could Northwest, and Nebraska City could win. Or even just get a lot of kills.
That would be very fun to see. I definitely do like tosses and turn-ups, because those are funny. Those are funny.
Yeah, because just because you are currently in first place doesn't mean you're always going to be there. It's really easy to get that switched around.
And that's the thing about these 4 drops. These 4 drops, they force you to maintain consistency.
Especially switching from that build to zero build. In that last drop, we saw a lot of building in early game, and even in that end game, teams were tarping, taking low ground, taking high ground. In zero build, you can't do any of that.
So yeah, I'm really interested to see how these teams will change and how the leaderboards will look after this first no build drop.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like 2 different games that we're playing here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's basically Warzone versus Fortnite Battle Royale, or like Apex or something, because
yes,
movement.
Definitely. And here we are. We're loading into our second drop. I'm definitely curious to see how it changes. Something that is interesting. Did we have 53 people the first one? Did we have less?
Coaches could be spectating.
We have 2 board members spectating.
Okay, we got board members spectating,
Just
so
to make sure we get the data files.
good on them. All right, let's see. We're spectating Pork Chop, and Pork Chop was on A team.
Here's that battle bus again. As you can see,
Oh,
that bus changes direction every single game. So every game is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how, divvied up the map will be between these teams. I mean, let's see if more people are going to go towards that right side or the left side.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested to see that. If Masked Meadows is a big landing point again, or if people change it up because they know it was highly contested last game.
I definitely think a lot of people are going to change up their landing spots simply just because it is a different game mode. And they want to make sure that everything, they won't be contested from the wrong spot, or they will have like a lot of protection around them.
Yeah, you see a lot of these teams going towards the edge of the map. The strategy here is hopefully since they're landing on the edge, they're not fighting as many people, but they do have to rotate really early when zone starts to come in.
And then those early rotates could always lead to something negative, like, a team wipe just because someone else notices them and they don't have that protection that they need. Currently looking at Chase County in Kappa Kappa Factory. I wonder how they're going to turn out since they did utilize the building mechanic a lot last game. Let's see if they, maybe can surprise us and pull ahead.
Yeah, here's Platteview.
I mean,
Looks like they're over at the top of the map. Not even at a named location, really. Just trying to get their loot, which it's not looking too bad for them.
it is not, indeed. Their team is a little bit divvied up, but, I mean, they won last game, so they must be doing something right.
Over at Shining Span, we have
Fairbury, I do believe.
Fairbury, yep. Looting this bridge.
Over at Demon's Dojo, we have Gering, 3-player team, but I mean, 3-player team didn't, stop them from actually doing pretty good last game.
Yeah, that is true. While it is usually 4 people on a team, if you don't have 4 people at your school that want to play Fortnite, you will only have 3. But
It did look like they had 4 people on their roster. Some people may have just not been unable to, play today or, had some other things going on too.
yeah, whatever really. But it seems to be working all right for them.
I mean, Yerkes and Sanyuo doing pretty good by themselves.
Looks like it's a team over in Magic Moses.
Saw the Holdrege team. They were doing pretty good last. I think they got just kind of surprised by some of the other teams during late game, which kind of led to their demise. But I mean, as long as they can stick together, play as a team, and do their rotations correctly, this can be a very strong and a top contending team. Over at Brutal Boxcars, we got the team of Seward. This Seward team had 1 player left alive in the top 6, which led down to the last player being eliminated by GINW player because of an unfortunate timing, which was very interesting to see. Moving on to McCook, again another unnamed location, getting fought by some henchmen. I remember when the henchmen were like, oh my lord, he's taking quite a bit of damage. But the good thing about Zero Build is there is a new mechanic called Overshield, and that basically gives you an additional, 50 health?
Yeah, 50 health, and it regenerates after it gets taken out.
I mean, that's definitely an interesting mechanic, so it does mean you have to expend a little bit more ammo just to get 1 kill. But I mean, it can't always be worth it when you can.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it too is if you just take a little bit of damage, whether that be just from anybody really, it will regenerate back. So you don't have to waste your heals if you get hit by 22 damage from a random person across the map.
As long as you get hit for around 50 and below, then you will be okay. Moving back around to
Looks like there
Holdrege.
might be another team of Brutal Boxcars. Might have to contest them here.
It does look like it is Holdrege and Seward in this little POI. Don't know if they're going to contest that. Moosekeeper kind of helping them break open.
Looks like they are getting shot at.
They are going to have to contest this. It is Zero Build, so they don't have, the resources. But it does look like Neon King might try and pull up onto the ceiling to surprise the Seward player.
He heard him pushing up, and he does get knocked.
Doesn't look like it went too good for him with that kneecapper. That's the thing about the kneecapper and really any melee weapon in this game. You can't do too much, especially since there are no materials to build around or destroy. So I would argue that the kneecapper is a little bit better for movement, and that's about all in this game mode.
Looks like we're just trying to have some trigger discipline here, not let the enemy know your location, which could work if you're just trying to get some placement points, I guess.
It does look like Seward is pretty spread out right now, trying to contest both Moosekeeper and Dry's FN. It does look like Bloomer Games OG does get knocked. Does look like, yeah, again, that team is very scattered right now. The team of Seward is pretty scattered. Oh, and it does look like Rapid does get contested, and he does get knocked by R. Campbell.
R. Campbell just knew exactly where he was because he saw him go into that location earlier.
Someone check his computer. He might be hacking. But yeah, I mean, good awareness from R. Campbell and this entire team from Holdrege. Does look like GINW did lose one of their players, Andrew the Goat. I wonder what happened here and if they got some. Oh, it does look like they did fight a team, but they do need to get Andrew the Goat 770 back up because I do feel that is, very important aspect to this
there-
GINW team.
Which there is a reboot van right here that it looks like they're going to try to do.
And he's using the chug jug instead of healing his team.
If all 3 people are on a reboot or a res at the same time, it does go faster, as you could see there. It just went right up, and it didn't give other teams as much time to be alerted to the fact.
But I mean, yeah, looking at this GINW team, they do have 4 eliminations, so they are sitting better off than they were last game. It does look like the team of Chase County is getting into some, combat with another team. Looking at it, it is Patrick Starr. I do believe that's Beatrice. It does look like Beatrice and Chase County are kind of fighting it out right now.
Looks like this is
Auburn. Looks like they're just kind of running about with all their movement. Currently, Durkason has the kneecapper, the pump and dump, and a sniper with some little porta bunkers and 6 minis.
those porta bunkers are really essential in this game because they just throw up a little 1x1 structure for you to use, which really in build it's not that cool because you can just build, but in zero build when you can't, just being able to throw that down for some portable shelter is really good.
Does look like, again, that Chase County team is getting quite a bit done over there in the elimination side of things. Moving over back to GINW, playing on the dead side of really everything, having to rotate into circle and destroying a tree while they're at it. Moving on again to...
We do have that minigun over here.
We do indeed, and I do believe this is Holdrege.
That minigun seems a lot better in zero build, just being able to shred all the shelter that they're behind, and then also being able to do a lot of damage when people are in the open.
And I mean, yeah, unless a team, even if a team does have something like a porta bunker, that minigun can just shred right through it if they need it to. Does look like McCook. They do have some pretty good loot, do have, quite a bit of things. Shotgun, sniper, a chug jug, some, splashes and things of the sort. Again, playing on the more dead side of things, trying to just stay alive, get some of those placement points. Does look like they might be getting contested though, sometime here soon.
I'd be interested if there actually does happen to be a fight here, or if the players just seem to go right next to each other without being noticed.
I just realized it, but this Neon King 1 player, I mean, he must have gotten rebooted because all he had was a pistol. Oh yeah, he was rebooted. I do remember that now. Alright, let's see. So yeah, the teams are right next to each other. Are they going to challenge each other? That's the better question.
I don't think they are.
I think they might just be playing for each other's own and, trying to get those placement points instead of... Oh, hold on. They might be going for it, actually. They're facing straight toward them. Looks like they're starting to play like a cat and mouse type of game.
They might be running away here. They might be getting chased down. Shots are fired.
They're getting contested. I do believe it's McCook who is contesting them. It does look like one of their players is going to get an escape, but he's not going to be able to help his other teammates too much. Oh, but just like that, one of their... Oh, no, that's not good for him.
Hit off that mountain.
Yeah, fall damage, unfortunately. So, I mean... They don't know he's there, though. He misses almost all of his shots with a minigun.
A little bit of mischievous aim there.
Bad aim. Someone needs to go hit Kovacs. Unfortunate.
Ooh, getting into the middle of that fight and not being able to build anything around him definitely hurt him there.
Yeah, McCook getting on the upper hand of this end of the battle. R. Campbell, I mean, we saw him before. He had some pretty good, trigger discipline. Does look like he's getting lasered pretty bad.
Trigger discipline here, though, however. Going to see if he can get out of that fight.
Might be able to. He is getting chased, and he is dead. Just like that. That leaves Holdrege eliminated from this drop.
Yeah, that definitely was not how they wanted that to go.
Unfortunately not. I feel like they were trying too much to run away and play for their placements instead of actually contesting and having a fair shot at beating that beating the challenge.
Yeah, that is that one thing with just the way that we're doing points for this. So many people don't have the confidence to actually get into a fight because they're too worried about placement points, which really can hurt you when you're trying to play competitively.
What are some of the stats looking like for most elims and things of the sort? How's that looking?
Black Vipers still having the most kills from Chase County.
Yep, Chase County, I mean, they're on a roll. I mean, you just give them some kills, they should be good. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they make it further in and potentially get some of those points. And I mean, looking at it, I did also see that the quickest elimination was 4 minutes into the game compared to the 2 minutes it was last game.
Yeah, that definitely shows that players are playing a lot more passively and conservatively.
Which is, I mean, I think that's pretty good, especially, you know, in this zero build game mode, because people have to value their life so much more due to the fact that they don't have the resources of building and things of the sort.
It's like that player from Hastings Middle School just gets knocked there out of the air.
Ooh.
It's unfortunate for him.
Again, it's Black Viper leading his team with eliminations.
Just playing really aggressive, I think, is his strategy.
It could come back and bite him since there is, again, no builds, but they could be rolling up on this other Hastings Middle School player. Going back over to Platteview, they're kind of just playing, you know, on the mountain, playing high ground, which, I mean, was what they did last game, not getting into too many altercations throughout the game. But I mean, it proved to work with the win that they received in the first place placement they have so far in the drops.
Looks like Black Viper did take out that player from Hastings Middle School.
I definitely think if, you know, this Chase County team can stay alive, they do have a good shot at, you know, winning this drop because they are playing very aggressively. Now that island did just spawn in, so if somebody does decide to go, something might have happened. A lot of stuff between Minden and Chase County. It does look like Black Viper has just been eliminated, and so has Cogman. Oh my. Yeah, Black Viper with 7 kills for his team. I mean, that leaves them with 11 kills so far this game. But I mean, if their team can stay alive for a little bit longer, they could achieve some more.
Yeah, we'll see here. This is just looking like a really difficult situation for them.
He's getting attacked by 2 teams, both of which have the advantage of porta bunkers. Fern is kind of just throughout the open. He doesn't try and go for that porta bunker for some odd reason.
Tries to dodge some shots and he gets taken down.
Do you remember that clip of Mongrel in Chapter 2, Season 5 when he's going through the sand and he's like crouching and stuff? Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
He was trying to be like that, but he just couldn't. I would have rather him go to the porta bunker.
Full sprinted even. Maybe it would have given him less time to get killed, but
yeah, I mean,
it's really hard to tell.
This does leave some room for an altercation between, you know, McCook and Minden.
Looks like here from Chase County, he's just trying to hide in that bush, not let himself be seen, and just try to get those placement points.
He could actually get the res on Fern because he's crawling his way. They aren't paying too much attention to him.
I mean, they are in another fight right now, which would make sense.
It does look like Nozum 8424 is utilizing the pump and dump pretty well right now with some long-range gunfight. Oh, it does look like Wardog did notice that. Oh, no, he did not.
They're in that bush. Might be able to get that res
Ooh,
off.
he did shoot at him, though. That could have been a very crucial mistake. And again, Platteview just kind of playing on top. I mean, unfortunately, they are, as some people classify it, World Cupping it. But I mean,
Yeah,
all's good.
And it does seem to be working for them.
I mean, yeah, if they could just get placement points, they should be fine. I mean, another win, that'll give them like 30 points.
Even looking at all the players right now, a lot of them are really low health and don't have that many heals.
That is true, and it does, yeah, I mean, this entire Minden team doesn't... Oh, GINW, on the other hand, they have, you know, quite a bit of stuff. They haven't been...
Not really any heals, though, looking at it.
That is true.
Just one big pot for their whole team. Oh,
and 6 minis, the 3 little buddy charges. And
no white heals, though.
They do have some porta covers and some shield bubbles, too, so that could be really good. I just really want them to stay together this game.
I'm guessing that, I don't know, this game might just go longer, but it's going to be hard for teams to be forced to play in the storm when they don't have many white heals.
This is an interesting altercation that just, you know, happened. You know, they didn't hit anybody. Okay, this is interesting.
Just trying to ram them off the mountain here.
Yep, let's see how this is going to go.
Jumps out of the car. Must not seem to hear him.
Auburn. What is going on? Let's see. Does look like this is...
Seemed to be an interesting fight here.
This is very interesting, you know, interaction between these two teams of Auburn.
That car does get blown up and just get knocked.
Oh, man. What? This is Beatrice and Auburn. Very interesting, interaction. It does look like there is, one player from that Beatrice team left. Georgie Jr.
That just shows how, like, confidence and being able to pull up to a fight at the same time with the rest of your team can be a really big advantage.
Oh, it does look like he's going to push into another team as well. Georgie Jr. getting kind of pinched right now. Oh, and it does look like GINW did just kill one of the players on Chase County. That could leave them eliminated.
Georgie Jr. doesn't really know where to go in that Cybertruck.
Oh,
It's like his car might be getting blown up here.
he doesn't have any heals either. He really only has the Mortal Kombat, item.
We'll see if he can get out of this fight alive.
Maybe he might be able to, unless they're, kind of stalking him.
He might have pulled it off.
I mean, he's in Seaport City, and I mean, there's a lot of tall buildings in here, and I mean, he just did find. Oh, look at that. This is a very, I'd say this is a pretty nice idea, having a shield bubble on your car. There are some parts of it that are still, a little bit revealed. But, I mean, this is some good planning from this GINW team. I do believe that they are quite a bit better at zero builds than they are at builds, simply just because they have the ability to think. Oh, Jero just gets knocked. King of Space Gaming is going to try and get Bongo Guy from Minden. Oh! That's not too good for them. They're going to... Then King of Space Gaming goes for the res, and Andrew the Goat getting into the car, absolutely disrupting his entire team, leaving his two teammates to die.
Yeah.
Very
It's
unfortunate.
interesting. Looks like Hastings Middle School did get a reboot off, reviving their two dead teammates.
I mean, good for them. I mean, unfortunately, still no placement points to be given out yet, since there is still 7 teams left. This Auburn team, 3 eliminations total, coming from Kyler Bolt.
Hits his teammate a little bit there.
Gosh, this looks like GINW. Crazy stuff. They are going to roll up on Shy Guy QR from Fairbury.
They don't know he's there,
Did they just
however.
jump over him?
That is some great trigger discipline.
Dude, what is with Auburn getting into the goofiest interactions ever? He was literally just sitting there.
He's just hiding in that bush, and they did not see him.
This guy has no weapons. He just has utility, like movement, a kneecapper.
Oh, this might be an interesting strategy.
Yep, Fairbury. I mean, they can play for placements, and I mean, he has all sorts of movements, so he shouldn't have to worry about getting attacked anytime soon.
Looks like his teammate is in the zone, however. I'm really interested to see how this ends up playing out for him.
I mean, right now, Fairbury, no kills, no placement points yet either. Jeez Louise, man. Andrew the Goat and Red Lightning both left. They are going to have to skedaddle.
Seeing if they can just get those placement points too, with one more team needing to be eliminated to get him.
It does look like they could roll up on Shy Guy QR in the bush. Oh, it does look like... Ooh.
Let's see where that next zone pulls to. All the way top right. And all the teams fighting in that bottom right-hand corner here.
It does look like the team of Hastings Middle School is going down. I think there is one more, and yeah, one more player.
Choosing
And
to attack the knock player here.
Mythic minigun in the hands of Spat. Oh, and it does look like there is a player up there that nobody is shooting at for some odd reason. Some explosives. Oh,
He does get shockwaved away though.
just shockwave him kind of away.
Still 7 teams alive.
Ooh, he does get all of his shield kind of drained away from him. Red Lightning. Going back to Platteview, scrolling through all these teams, a lot of teams. I can't see what's going on. All right, going back to Monkey 1684-5 from Fairbury and Shy Guy.
Tanker is 1 HP over there.
And wow, and Andrew the Goat playing for high ground. That's actually pretty good. Georgie
There's a player
Jr.
on that electric pole up there. Don't know if he sees him or not.
I don't think he does. I think he's very oblivious to the fact that he does not see him up there. That's not, I mean, that Georgie Jr., if he finds the timing, Andrew the Goat could literally just get his head, cut off by like a bullet or anything.
Trying to get that res here from...
Does look like they have some shots. It does look like Bongo Guy is dead. Minden with 3 of their team left.
Spat at 30 HP, no heals, gets taken down.
Does look like 2 AM Evergreen and Nuzum are the only ones left standing. They still do not see Georgie Jr. up on that electric power line.
It's really interesting. He's just trying to play his timings here, I think.
Oh, they finally might see
shooting.
him. They finally might see him. Hold on. He's playing in the zone for some reason. He's taking a lot of zone damage.
Might die
and
to zone
he just
here.
died.
And he does. Fall damage even. Couldn't get out of that situation.
And I mean, now we do have placement points being handed out. And look at that. GINW does have a really good spot for
I like
zone.
that placement that they have there with that zone coming in.
Yeah. And then Auburn and Platteview are getting into an altercation. Platteview is going down. This could be the end of this run for Platteview.
They're just holding them into zone here with that rattling gunner.
Does look like there is one player left on that Platteview team. Oh my. And just like that, I do believe Platteview might be done. If I'm not wrong.
I believe
Oh wait,
so.
they have not Savage Cookie out there too.
Yeah, they do. They do have one more player alive still.
Oh,
He is
he's
in
on the
zone,
dead
however.
zone. Oh, he doesn't get it. He's dead.
He's taken out to zone
He's
here.
dead.
There goes
Unfortunate.
Platteview.
He had the timing on Tanker, but he just missed his shot. Kyler Bolt with 25 health and his Midas chug splashes. Oh my lord. Kyler Bolt has been going off this game with 5 eliminations, but
See if he gets shot here while he's trying to rotate into zone.
does look like there are 2 players left on this Auburn team, Kyler Bolt and Big Bad John. It does look like Andrew the Goat and Red Lightning are both contesting him.
This high ground on top of this telephone line or whatever this is.
Don't know how much
might be
attention
good
they're going to
here.
be paying. Oh, Kyler Bolt takes a mega damage from Andrew the Goat and a sniper rifle. Red Lightning does have to be careful because they have Minden coming up on their right side. But it does look like it's a team effort here. 2 a.m. Evergreen being sprayed by Kyler Bolt. Andrew the Goat, just like that, Minden is eliminated. Big Bad
3
John
teams
hiding.
left. Big Bad John being one of them behind that tree.
He has to get. Oh, he doesn't notice him there. Oh, he has to kind of play smart here. He has his. Oh, uncharged the kneecapper. Oh,
Hits the
he's
knock
gone. He's
player.
gone. Big Bad John.
Only problem with that,
GINW has
can't
a.
get the refresh.
He does have a. They do have a. Oh, this might be game. This might be game. And just like that, GINW gets the win on the
GINW
second
taking-
drop.
Red Lightning with 7 kills and Andrew the Goat with 3.
I mean, like I said, I feel like GINW just succeeds a lot more in that no-build game
Yeah,
mode.
with 2 of their players or teammates getting taken out really early.
Yeah, I mean, that's a 12-kill game from them and a win.
The way that they just played that zone when all the players were rotating in, just trying to get that damage off of it, that's exactly how you have to play it in build and in zero build also.
And I mean, yeah, we had Red Lightning here on the commentation last week because I had to go to work, unfortunately. But I mean, he did say that his favorite weapon was the Mammoth pistol. I wonder how much he did utilize that weapon.
Which I did see a couple of Mammoth pistol kills, so that definitely was a big strong suit.
Props to this team. I mean, 12 kills after a relatively weak start in the build game mode.
Yeah, I'm interested now to see how our scores end up just being completely, if they change at all, because Platteview got taken out quite early.
They didn't get any placement points.
No, so we're currently calculating our scores right now. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be back with our scores. Welcome back to Division 2 Fortnite. We have our results from our last drop, that zero build one. So let's take a look at those. Looks like stuff definitely shifted around a little bit. Minden is in first place with 79 points. Platteview has 74 in second, only 5 points off of Minden. And GINW is 1 point behind them with 73. Then we have McCook. And then Chase County and Auburn are tied for fifth with 40 points. Hastings Middle School has 27 points, which is really good for them because they got 0 points in that first build drop, but they got all of their points in that zero build one. Then Holdrege is in 22 with in 8th place with 22 points. And then 3 teams have 12 points. So that's definitely all really close, especially that top 3 and those next ones. They're all within just a couple point differences.
Definitely does give them a little bit more to work harder for.
Yeah, and you could even see there how much the points can change. So I'm interested now, after we've played a build and a zero build, to see how it'll change when we go back to another build. If teams will change up their play style, if they'll just go back to their original play style.
I mean, definitely do think there's going to be a little bit of adjustment coming from a lot of these teams. Because, I mean, again, it's a different game. One, you have the luxuries of being able to build around you. other, you literally have to depend on the stuff you find from chests or just natural structures like rocks, hills, trees, and things of the sort.
Yeah, that's true. And this one, you will be able to build those structures yourself. So, yeah. Here we go, getting ready to drop in.
Our battle bus did spawn around the same area it did kind of last game, but going a different direction.
I think last game, the teams landed in about the same spots that they had the first one. I'm curious if they change again.
Looking at it so far, 2 teams have
Only
fully
two
dropped.
teams, yeah, that's interesting.
Does look like there is, 2 kind of, there's 3 red cursors kind of just out and abundant in each other. Nope, there's 4. All dropped at different times. Does look like that yellow team might be going towards Outlaw Oasis, and that pink team might be headed towards Kappa Kappa Factory. With a lot of, the cursors left in the middle of the map, unsure on where they're going, potentially leading to some early contesting between teams.
Yeah, Platteview looking like they're going to be going to that same spot again over by Pumped Up Power. Hastings Middle School. Over kind of by Magic Moses.
Seward running over to Kappa Kappa
They're
Factory.
going to get Kappa Kappa Factory uncontested.
And it is one of those places that is towards the end of the map, so depending on, starting off with, gold AR, pretty good for him. But I mean, another thing about those, on the edge type of POIs, depending on where the storm is, they could have a long ways to go ahead and rotate
They
into
do have
circle.
that whole bottom right hand of the map, though, completely for them uncontested.
That is true. Platteview up towards the top. Their team is divided a little bit, with 2 of their players being together, and then 2 of the other
A little bit
players.
of a split drop just to kind of all get their own loot up.
I mean, definitely don't hate it, but I mean, staying together is a better thing to do in this case. Auburn looking like they're at Shiny Shafts, uncontested.
Just throwing down some porta covers for the fun of it.
It does look like GINW does get, a little bit of some kills on Holdrege early on in the game.
We'll see if they're still in a fight or if they're trying to run away.
Does look like they are still kind of contesting a little bit. It does actually look like Holdrege is running away.
Just probably the smart thing to do.
Jero and King of Space Gaming, 2 players who haven't been doing as much in the past few games, getting their kills. I mean, good for them. Way to, get out first, get out in front of everything. Going back to Auburn, who's relatively uncontested.
It's really weird how we keep getting the same teams. I'm just clicking the next button and it keeps going back to Platteview and Auburn.
It's crazy stuff, man. All right, and then we go ahead and have Minden. Again, they have 3 of their players all together. One of their players is a little bit further in pumped power, but regardless, they are currently
uncontested, but there is a lot of more teams over there.
I mean, yeah, and look at that. Fastest elimination coming from King of Space Gaming, and King of Space Gaming
2
also.
minutes, so it is definitely taking a little bit less. Our last one was 4 minutes, but the game before that, it was really fast.
Yeah, it was like 1 minute 47 seconds compared to the 4 minutes and 41 seconds it took last game. All right. Going back over to Beatrice. Beatrice currently does not have any points on the board, so if they could get some placements or maybe an elimination, they could get their name out on the board.
They might be what they're trying to do right here with that blue player in between all of these other ones.
Patrick Starr 91166 does not have any weapons, with literally only a pistol, or not even a pistol, only a pickaxe. Pickaxe does do 20 damage per swing, so I mean he could get some, quick stuff.
Like he is gonna get these weapons up here.
Oh, he has a gold. Oh, let's see if he can do some good with it. That might be some fall
choosing
damage.
to run here.
He's getting pretty bad spray.
He does have some builds, however.
Georgie Jr. 212 might come down to him again, depending on if Patrick Starr can make his grand escape. Doesn't look like he can.
And he does get taken out here. However, he's just knocked, might be able to get res later.
Yep, Georgie did seem like he was getting shot at a little bit too. And Hastings Middle School does only have 2 of their players left. Looks like they're
One of their players left now.
Yeah, it does look like they got into a little bit of a fight with that Chase County team.
I'd be interested to see if Tanker gets into another fight again. He does see Cogman.
Tanker did get second place last game, which did give him quite a bit of his, points. But I don't know if he'll be able to replicate that run this game. With 17 health and some rotation items, he might be able to run away, though. Oh, never mind. He's getting contested by a whole other team, too.
Getting completely pinched, and they just get taken out really early.
Sportmaster from, I do believe that's Platteview, correct? Yep.
Platteview and
Chase County now in an altercation. This could be very good, depending on if Platteview gets eliminated right here. They could get, what?
Yeah, it would move points around a lot.
That would give him 6 points for this entire drop, which could get GINW up in there. It does look like one of them is knocked. But just like that, one of them is knocked again. Let's see. No one asked, Not Savage, Cookie, and Driver are all here. Does look like it's a pretty close fight. It does look like
there's another team coming in too.
Sportmaster 10, relatively low. Cogman with the knock. It looks like they traded.
Oh,
GINW coming in for the third party. Look at that. Not Savage,
like
Cookie.
They're gonna just try to run from Platteview here. Just trying to get out of there.
Andrew the Goat getting the finish on Cogman. That does give them a little bit more
another
points.
team choosing to join this fight right now.
Oh, it does look like they have a sniper, though. It does look like their entire builds are shot down. I think what this team is, Rushy TTV, I do believe that is Nebraska City. Nebraska City kind of holding them off, while GINW is kind of pinched in between two other teams consisting of Chase County and Nebraska City. Black Viper coming up and aggressing. Red Lightning with a spray. Unfortunately, does not get too much off of it.
Interesting fight here. There might even be another team coming in later.
Yeah, if they play
this at the bottom,
if they play this game correctly, they could get some pretty nice stuff. Oh, they could have a pretty good timing.
Might have a pinch here.
They could have a pretty nice timing. Spray. They got to take that wall though. He's gonna go ahead and do an exit. Burns on top of him. He's
really
in
low HP though.
That Red Lightning in a little bit of a predicament right now.
I love that play. Shockwaving back to your team so you're all grouped up more.
Ooh. They just they're getting pinched really hard right now. This could be pretty bad for this GINW team. Jero knocked by M-Fern. M-Fern knocked.
Taken out as well.
Doesn't look like Red Lightning is using his shotgun too much. Does look like Black Viper might go for that. Oh! Black Viper gets hit twice by the Pumpendum from Red Lightning.
Kind of low HP here. We'll see what they can do. That explosive just kind of destroying the builds. They're really just pressing Black Viper here.
Yeah, they got to get that finish so he can't get him up. All right, nice.
Get that finish. Securing that kill for them.
Oh, it does look like he's getting third party again.
There is 2 third parties here, and looking at the zone, they do have a ways to go still.
There's a lot of teams up by this.
Crazy. Almost all of the teams are at the top of this map right now.
Red Lightning and Andrew the Goat, the only players left on this Grand Island Northwest team who are alive and able to fight.
It's like Red Lightning's just trying to get out of that fight right now.
Indeed. Andrew the Goat close by him. Do like how they're staying together a little bit more this game. Crazy getting eliminated. So that could be, quite frankly, the end for that Chase County team, depending on... Oh, never mind. Black Viper's still up. All right, Driver and Not Savage Cookie are the last players standing for this Platteview team. If they do get eliminated, that does mean they only get the points for their eliminations.
Black Viper is in Storm. I'm wondering if Platteview knows that he's there or not.
Let's see what happens here.
Looks like they know somebody's there. They might not know where he is.
Black Viper going away, rotate. Oh, he gets lasered and he gets eliminated.
Out.
Platteview with the elimination.
There goes Chase County.
That was some pretty good aim from, this player.
It really was. We'll see. They do have 3 medkits, and the zone is currently only a 1 tick, so they should be able to get back in, but there's some more fighting going down on the edge of zone right now.
Does look like Minden is going down a little bit. They're having quite a fight with Auburn right now, with Bongo Guy currently being spectated. Spat is dead. Nuzum8424 is knocked.
Sleaze Mango.
And it does look like they should be able to get the res on him with the double res. The fun fact about resing in this game, if more than one player is currently reviving or reviving a player at the same time, the revive time does go quicker.
Resden just gets instantly knocked again, but now they're getting pressed.
They're getting pressed really hard. I do like this push from Auburn.
Sliz Mango just tries to get out of there.
Yeah, if he does get out of there, Bongo guy is dead, so it does look like Sleaze Mango is the only player left up standing.
Looks like he is gonna get pressed though.
Yeah, he is. He has to be really careful about this. Minden currently in first, and they're gone.
Looking at it, looks like Revered Backwards from Platteview does have the most kills right now.
And another funny thing, Minden was the first place team. They just got eliminated, and I don't think they had too many kills. So that means they don't get too many kills for this drop, which means we should have somebody new in first.
Potentially, it could be anybody really, or standings could not change at all. It's so crazy how points can move around in this game.
Seward is currently looking pretty good with most of their team up, and Platteview is also looking pretty good as well with Revered Backwards 4 kills, Sportmaster 10 with 1 kill, and Not Savage Cookie with no kills but still standing.
On the edge of that zone right now, though, gonna have to rotate in.
Does look like Auburn does have a little bit of an upper hand. They are all together, but there are some teams rotating out from that forest area. Could come into contact with each other if they don't, if they head a certain direction. Nebraska City here at the gas station. Probably
Looks like he's gonna fuel up his car.
get some slurp barrels. Why don't you just place a cone on it, low-key? That's my question.
They only have 14 builds.
14 builds there, but they have plenty of trees around them, low-key.
Getting some more materials would be a smart play here, potentially.
iDrives FN from Holdrege on that hill.
There might be a fight going down, however.
They don't think they notice he's there. I don't think they do. He might be trying to run away. ATTT the Great.
Looks like they are just going to try to get out of there as fast as they can. Really wanting to avoid engagement.
McCook is also, pretty good standing. Currently not having any points right now. They haven't contested anybody, but the loot they do have is good. All right, GINW has regrouped with
Looks
one
like
of.
they did revive one of their teammates,
Yep.
but they must not have been able to get the reboot card off of the other one.
Oh, it does look like there's a little bit of contesting from this team. Rattling Gunner from Auburn is one shot. Red Lightning. Oh, he gets lasered.
It's lasered out of the air. Does he get the kill?
He
off
does
of
not
it?
get the
Doesn't
kill.
get
The
a shot
shotgun does
off.
not come out. He needs to build some cover around himself, though, because this team is to the left.
Rattling Gunner, 1 HP.
Does look like
Trying to
Tyler
provide his teammate some cover fire. Might
Yep.
not be able to.
Jero is dead. There are teams all around Grand Island Northwest. Andrew the Goat currently in a build fight. And at the Great, looking like he's going to contest Red Lightning.
Looks like he might just be trying to get out of there. He fell
Kyler-
into the storm, though.
Ooh, this is some battling. And Andrew the Goat dead. Fall damage. This could spell some pretty horrifying results for this Grand Island Northwest team.
Interested if he continues to fight or if he just tries to hide it out.
I say the best idea for him right now is just wait it out. I mean, obviously they can't do too much here, but I mean, if it can at least get the placement points, that gives them an additional 5 on top of the what they have. That gives them like quite a bit of points.
Yeah, because Auburn is to the right. He does see Auburn with no cover around him.
But
Choosing
then
to not shoot because he would expose himself.
Andrew the Goat officially dead. Red Lightning, the last player alive on this squad. Don't know how useful any reboots could be. Auburn does look pretty good this game with a lot of kills coming from their players and pretty good standing with their whole team being up. Does look like Holdrege got a little bit of their stuff together with their whole team back. Gering does have their full team again, so that's pretty good to hear. Cook Blue.
Really
has no
low
teammates.
HP, though.
Because I don't know if you remember, but last game they only had for the past 2 drops, they really only had a team of 3. And now they have
That
their
is
full
true.
team here.
They do now have. I wonder what was happening there. Potentially some technical difficulties or something.
Potentially, but here's the thing. I mean, if they can challenge this little lighthouse, that can take Platteview out. And if Platteview gets taken out, again, they don't get any placement points.
That is true. There's still 8 teams alive. Looks like zone teams are pretty evenly distributed.
Depending on how McCook plays this, they could jump up all the way to first because they are a team that is fully alive, and they were the team in 4th place. If Platteview does die sometime within the next 2, sometime before the next 2 teams die, they don't get any placement points. They do get kills, points for their kills, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to dispel against the placement points of some of these other teams.
That is true. And Holdrege right here also has their whole team alive.
It does look like Sanyu just knocked 2 players from Platteview, leaving 1 left standing.
Let's take a look at him. I'm wondering if they're going to choose to press the rest of the team or just kind of take their kills and be okay with it.
Pickle Lover 222 getting downed. Do believe he is from...
Looks like there must be a big fight going on there.
Yeah, Agent Rico from Seward is also going down. Not Savage Cookie and Driver are both up for Platteview. Depending on if someone challenges or not, they could get a little bit of an upper hand. Bloomer Games currently on 10 HP. 2 of his teammates still alive, and a total of 2 kills for the Seward squad.
Looks like Rapid does see other players. Probably just choosing to get out of there and be safe.
I definitely do think it would be a good idea considering they don't have their entire team, whereas McCook does.
Looks like there might be a fight going down here.
Platteview can end the game. You know, if they got eliminated here, they could end the game with 10 points still because of their eliminations. Don't know if that would be enough, though, to kind of ward off some of those other teams. It does look like they are going to play more oriented towards that.
It's like Song.
Oh,
right
but they get pushed.
They get edited on from above.
Oh, what a play. Plattview's officially eliminated.
That was a really good play by
Gering.
Yeah, that was a really good play. Just having that edit and just waiting until both players were in there.
They really hit him with the 3, 2, 1, and then, you know, they just lasered them.
It worked. They had nowhere to go.
That was a good team play
That
by
was
Gering.
a really good play.
It does look like Holdrege is getting contested a little bit as well.
They are going to have to rotate out from Seaport City, however, and that is a little bit of a ways to go.
And if I saw, Jero was back up, so that means Red Lightning could have gotten off the reboot ban. Let's see. Jero did get knocked by Kyler Bolt. Kyler Bolt, you know, did also get the elimination for him. McCook does look like they do have quite a bit of people on them.
They do have a good high ground advantage here, though.
They do also have one of the AIs with them, too. Oh,
It's
Red Lightning gets a kill. But I do think that
He's in a
McCook,
bad position, though.
he is in zone if I'm not wrong. He misses his shot with the Mammoth. Oh, he hits that second
It's hitting
shot.
him pretty hard here.
He's not in a good position right now. I do think he is the last player for this GINW team. He just has to make sure he can hold out through one more team, and he gets some placement points on top of the points he already has.
That's true.
Auburn looking pretty
Zone
good.
is helpful for him here, though.
He has nine kills on the team of Auburn, so that gives him an automatic 18 points. Crazy stuff.
Looks like there's a car over here in Mass Meadows.
Rushy Dubs in Nebraska City. Does look like they might be contesting into another team unknowingly. Does look
Might
like
be
they're
trying to go
staying
for
away.
some sort of reboot here,
Oh.
by the way. He's going back into zone.
One of the players from Gering did accidentally knock themselves. Red Lightning is the last player alive with a total of 6 kills from the squad. Andrew the Goat not getting any kills this game.
He does, however, have a good zone here, though. I love the way that there's just those two teams in zone, and they can just try to hold everybody else out.
He does have 70 builds as well, so it does give him a sufficient amount of materials to kind of hold people off. I don't want him to, you know, shoot anybody, because if he does shoot anybody, that leaves him very vulnerable.
I wish we could see in this replay if players have reboot cards or not.
I do too, unfortunately, because he could try and do something with the reboot van, and I
Unless
wish we
if he
could also
doesn't
see
have
the.
it.
I wish we could see the reboot van locations as well.
Yeah, that is something that it's just a little bit of a weird system, but hey, it works for our purposes.
It does look like McCook and Auburn are getting to a little bit of an altercation with some explosives coming out
There
from
are
both
some
sides.
players to their left here running around.
Oh,
I
it
don't know
does.
if they see him.
Oh, there is. Who knows? Something big could happen here. Does look like Auburn is going ahead and getting the jump on that early rotation with Kyler Bolt kind of staying back. And oh, Big Bad John gets knocked. Echo.
Only one more team needs to get eliminated to get those placement points.
There is one more player on the team of Nebraska City. If that one player, which is I do believe Rushy Dubs, if he does get eliminated here, that does bring us to our placement points. Pickle Lover from McCook, currently looking.
Zone taking a far pull back into itself.
Ooh. Let's see what we can do here. Pickle Lover 222 from McCook, kind of keeping their eye on Gering. A lot of teams separated out with plenty of builds vastly among the circle. Holdrege has one player left with Seward on their side. Let's see if they start shooting at this one player. Oh, Agent
puts them
Rico
really
gets
low.
beamed. Good positioning from iDries. Let's see if there's anything that could happen to, flip this narrative on its head.
I'm really worried about his back, though. It's wide open.
Oh, and like you said, his back was wide open. He got shot at by McCook on the high ground.
Not having much heals here. He's going to have to take his last mini.
He does also have that little shield buddy, which can give him a little bit of shield if he throws it down.
That is true.
Looking at it, McCook is getting contested pretty hard because they are the team with high ground.
Just the lobby focuses that you can see out of here. I don't feel like we've seen that many lobby focuses, honestly.
I don't think we have either. A lot of the teams have just been fighting each other, not paying too much attention to anybody else.
Just choosing to not really fight. Red Lightning getting pressed.
Ooh, he just needs to stay alive for one more team, but I don't know if that's going to be possible here because he's getting pressed by that entire team.
There is that team on high ground shooting down on him and low ground.
Oh, he is running away. I don't know, and he looks like it's going to be the end of the road for Red Lightning here. Unfortunately, GINW gets eliminated at 7th, meaning they do not receive any placement points and getting around 8 to 10 points this drop.
Yeah.
Truly unfortunate, but I mean, some other teams get, the opportunities. It does look like Rushy Dubs from Nebraska City did get a knock. It does look like Auburn is kind of falling apart right now with 2 of their players left. Maybe even one of them, if I'm mistaken.
Oh, yeah, lots of knocked players here.
Yep, Big Bad John gets knocked. It does look like there's one more player for Auburn after their entire team kind of goes down.
Getting some really good refreshes.
And just like that, Auburn is dead. Durkasun 9K was just eliminated, meaning there are 5 more teams left in the running.
Zone gonna pull back into itself. Currently, the zone is only 100 meters wide.
I mean, looking at it, Seward, they weren't doing that good the entire first 2 drops, but now they actually have their act together. And I mean, top 5, they got a fair amount, 5 eliminations, so it gives them at least 10 points off the bat, plus, another 5 for, actually another 10. So
Yeah, you can tell they've definitely adapted to the situation that they're in, and they've started playing a lot more for placements and less for kills.
Oh, Agent Rico's having a little bit of troubles getting through that little crevice, though. Navy Blue and the rest of Gering on the side could be a contest between the others.
Yeah, and currently that storm is an 8
Oh,
damage.
Navy Blue doesn't suspect it. Navy Blue
Ooh,
tries to get to the
sneaky.
armored vehicle, but he can't.
The only problem with this rotation device is it's really easy to get beamed while you're using it.
That is true.
We've seen that a lot, actually.
And you can't use it while you're in, you can't shoot your gun while you're in the air coming off of it. Ooh, Yerke's in the box.
Gets boxed up.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
In his opponent's box, he still gets the 1 pump and just gets that frag.
That cone piece control was just really important there for him.
Yeah, he just didn't oh, wow, Seward's falling apart here with Carson Bot being left. Just like that.
3 teams left alive.
Seward gets absolutely eliminated. Yerke's and Sanyu doing a lot of, damage, or Sanu. Don't know how to say his name, but I mean, pretty cool looking name. A lot of the damage has been done by those 2.
Only 2 teams remaining now.
That's going to be McCook, and it's also going to be Gering. Gering with the squad of 2.
McCook looks a lot more favorable now.
They do. Their players are a lot more evened out. Each of them having 2 kills, except for War Dog with 1. It's going to give pretty good placements for them.
Having the high ground and having the other team have to rotate into them.
Oh, one of them's going in with the... that might be bad for Gering. Sanuel
Falls down the hill a little bit.
Oh, Yerke's gets hit by War Dog.
Yerke's switching the position.
Yerke's last alive,
Gets
and
knocked. And that is it. McCook takes drop number 3.
Wow.
That was really eventful.
That was very eventful. McCook did play like it was the World Cup up until the end. They weren't playing too much into any conflicts, which did work out for them in the end.
That really did work out very good. in my opinion.
So they got 9 kills, so that easily gives them 18 points. They got 48 points off of that drop, which probably will boost them up to 2nd or 1st, depending on the other teams, because Platteview, Minden, and GINW all did not have the best games.
They really didn't, which now it's just going to come down to our last drop, which is another 0 build one. So
Very competitive.
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see how scores move around after that one. So we're going to start calculating that. We'll be to a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back to Division 2 Fortnite again. We're going to be going into our last drop shortly, and it's going to be a 0 build one, but we have the results for that drop 3 done. So let's take a look at those. Looking at it, it moved a lot, and it is really close now. McCook is currently in first place with 113 points. That's probably the biggest lead currently, like differential between any other teams.
Indeed it is.
GINW and Platteview are 1 point off from second and third. Minden, just 5 points behind that. Gering, a little bit further behind, but Auburn is just 2 points behind them. Chase County and Holdrege tied for 7th place with 48 points. And then Seward, just right there, 9th place, just a couple points behind. The top 8 teams will medal in this, so that's definitely what you're going for if I'm one of these teams. The other thing that's just crazy to see is like Nebraska City. They had a lot of points that game. They didn't really do too good their first couple drops, but then they got 12 points. That was really good for them. And then same thing with Gering even. Gering, before that drop, they only had 12 points also. They had 53 points in that last drop, so that was a really big thing for them. Moved them up to 5th place from, I think they were unplaced before that.
Yeah, they were unplaced.
So in this final, this is really for all the beans, really.
This is for all the beans. And another thing I would like to point out, Minden went from 1st to 4th after not getting any points in that third drop, which can come back and bite them if they do underperform in this one as well.
That is true.
But
Looking at it, like just even at the points, you can see like if different teams are build teams or if they're 0 build teams. Like take McCook for example. You can tell looking at their scores, they're definitely a build team. Look at GINW. They're definitely a 0 build. Like you can just see the way that they score differently, and that's just the adaptivity. To be a good team in this kind of like competitive game mode, you have to be good at drop 1 and drop 2, the build and the 0 build.
And I mean, looking at all these teams, so many teams had like such a slow start. I mean, Hastings Middle School, again, another example of being a 0 build team with 0 points in both the build drops, but 27 in the first 0 build drop. So who knows? They could get another, 57,000 points and, skyrocket their way into first.
And really, anything could happen here. As we saw with Division 3, it's so possible to get like 80, 90 points just in one drop. So
Yeah.
any of these teams, really, they could have one good game and just take it home.
That is true, but I mean, when we're talking Division 3, we're talking about David City. David City is one of the most rich programs in this entire, NSCSA program. Multiple of their, different activities are very, very, seasoned and experienced, with their Rocket League team being back-to-back state champions, I do believe, and their Valorant team making it to state. I mean, almost
Yeah,
every
for sure,
every
something
time since
just
it's
like
been
that.
available. I mean, that David City program is very rich, and I mean, it shows again with their Fortnite. I mean, last year they made it to second place in Fortnite, getting beat by Chase County in the finals.
I mean, here's your Division 3 scoreboard. I mean, you can definitely see how it's so close. It was so close for Division 3 in that second, third, and fourth, just being 1 point off each. But
Yeah.
David City really just ran the show.
Then Division 4, Kimball kind of ran away with the show, even though they got 0 points in the third drop.
Yeah, that shows even for us over in Division 2, any team could get 60, 70 points and just kind of try to change the script.
And now over in Division 1, there were really 2 teams who ran the show, those being Omaha Central and Creighton Prep.
Which both of those teams really, Creighton Prep, they had that one game where they got 6 points, and then they had an 11-point game. So it's really just...
I do believe that that Creighton Prep did get the highest points out of every single division so far with that 90-point game. David City did not get up to 90 points. I think the max they got was around 88.
Yeah, 88 points. So 90 is definitely the highest we've seen. We'll see if one of these Division 2 teams can beat it, I guess.
Maybe they could get 92, but I mean, right now, Division 2 has been the most balanced like throughout every single school so far. I mean, the entire top 8 is relatively close. That team in 8th place could easily have one great game and skyrocket up into the top 3.
Yeah, even like Hastings Middle School could just have one good zero build game, which as you can see, they're probably a zero build school if I had to guess.
Exactly.
They could just even win it all if they had just one 92-point game even.
I mean, they really could.
Yeah, and even as some of these teams, you're just even trying to finish in the top 8 even just to get that medal, take that hardware home.
I mean, yeah, like you said, top 8 teams do get their medals and they do get place. I mean, that does also contribute towards points for the Esports Cup, which, I mean, it comes from a combination of which program has had the most success at real in-person state tournaments over the entire season.
That is true. Anything for that coveted Esports Cup.
Indeed. I think last year Division II winners of the Esports Cup was Wayne High School because, I mean, their program made it to state in every single game, I do believe, except for maybe Mario Kart.
I think that's true.
Yeah, because I think, in the fall, they didn't make it for Valorant either.
That's right.
But, I mean, yeah, headed into drop 4, we have a zero build drop. This is the final drop. This is for all of the beans.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see how this one turns out.
It's going to be a real stunner. Let's hope it's going to be a real down to the last inch type of game. It looks like McCook has all the gray superhero skins except for one who's wearing the 8-ball skin.
He must have felt left out, didn't have the skin. Playing a little bit of a different one. It's close enough, though.
They won't notice if I walk fast enough. Aw, skin, TBH.
We'll see. This bus path is pretty much the exact opposite of last game.
It's relatively similar to the first games, though, isn't it? Or is no? Wait, we haven't gotten this one because the first one started up at the north corner.
That is true. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, looking at it again, more towards that upper part of the map. They're going to have a lot more teams dropping there, but two teams, actually a few teams, are going to be going towards that that bridge, and then Kappa Factory.
Kappa Factory for sure.
It could be a hot drop.
Definitely is looking a little bit contested. Platteview still doing their same little strategy, that split drop.
Platteview was a team we didn't hear too much from last game due to their early elimination, leading them to get, not too many points. They still got a few points from eliminations, but no. I'm looking at it. Let's see. Kappa Factory. There's a lot of teams landing over at Kappa Factory. That could be a very good zone to watch over. Look at all of the people contesting Kappa Factory.
We'll just stay on this. This currently is
We're Holdrege.
Holdrege.
With Chase County right in front of Dries FN. Oh my. This is something to be interested in.
He does see Chase County up on the bridge over there.
It does look like Chase County is a little bit divided with a pinch. And it does also look like, Holdrege might be even more divided though, but Chase County gets crazy knocked by Holdrege's
He does
Moose
see Black
Keeper.
Viper up there. He might be peeking out though.
Dries FN gets hit. Just remember, in this game mode, they do have over a shield, so right now Dries FN technically has 200 health.
Black Viper just jumped in there.
He might have to take this fight. 81 health.
Black
Knocked.
Viper wins that. That's some really good movement from him.
Moose Keeper on the slide comes and knocks down Black Viper. This could be an early exit for Chase County if they don't play their cards
Trying to
right.
get the res off early. I don't think he'll be able to get it off.
He might. M. Fern is going to give him that respect, to be honest.
Cogman getting beamed in the corner.
This is not looking good for Chase County. They are... M. Fern sees R. Campbell. R. Campbell's using his trigger discipline like he did the other game when we were kind of flaming him a little bit for it.
I do like that back bling. That is kind of colorful and cool.
Cogman might go ahead and try, and he's going to med up, use a med kit. Dries FN's going to have close to around 180 health with that 50 over shield, 100 shield, and 30, white health. Moose Keeper has around 100 and some health. I don't want to do the calculations. I suck at math. All right. Does look like R. Campbell just got knocked, and Neon King 1 got knocked too, with the other two coming in for the rescue. Moose Keeper.
This one looks like it might come down to the last couple. M. Byrne gets knocked.
Cogman's the last one alive for Chase County. He's low, and just like that, Chase County is eliminated.
Moose Keeper currently leading the game with eliminations with 3.
Crazy
Holdrege.
stuff. And I mean, they do have the opportunity to grab the reboot card and get a reboot early on in the game.
Pretty free, too, as nobody else is really by Kappa Kappa Factory except for that team to the south.
I don't think they're going to try and challenge Kappa Kappa Factory, though.
I wouldn't want to challenge Holdrege after they just did what I saw.
I mean, the thing about Chase County, though, is they were playing so isolated from each other. The thing about Holdrege, they were playing together as a group. If someone was fighting somebody, there was someone not too far off in the distance ready for a second opportunity.
Yeah, there was a lot of teamwork and coordination that went into that. Yeah. It's not just playing a game mechanically or just playing a game listening to music, whatever. You're talking to your teammates constantly, and you're just consistently communicating, trying to coordinate pushes.
Indeed.
And especially when you're sitting right next to them playing the game, you can just coordinate so much more easily.
Don't know why we're breaking all this. This is 0 build.
Just for fun, I think. It's a little satisfying.
This is getting a lot of mats
teams
here.
over here. Let's go look.
Seward currently dropping on the mountain.
Trying to get this high ground early.
Definitely could be an advantage. I mean, we know Platteview and McCook have usually been staying on the high ground, staying unconfrontational against all the other teams, which has worked out for both of them. Does look like they are going to use the little buddy to kind of build a little geyser thing to launch them up into the air so they can get a rotate.
Those slurp barrels to their right.
Ooh, that's kind of, they're throwing. Loot. Got purple weapons, some shockwaves. They should take the shockwaves. And the oh my lord.
Interesting strategies coming in, especially with some open inventory slots.
Indeed, indeed. And not getting the slurp barrels. And it does look like Gering and Minden were getting into a little bit of an altercation with someone from Minden getting knocked.
Looks like there's some players in Storm here.
Ooh, that's not fun. Nosum 8424, I do believe, got knocked, so I do think they're going to go and try and get the finish off of him.
He did get finished.
Cook Blue and the Omni-Man skin from Invincible. Pretty cool show.
Rushy Dubs TV
from Nebraska City. All in the G-Wagon, just kind of cruising over by Flooded Frogs.
Looks like there might be a fight coming down over by Magic Moses.
In Lone Way Lair, there's 2 teams over there, I thought. Oh, never mind, it's just AIs. Yeah. Auburn looking pretty good, all their team together. Full health and all of them.
There might be a fight coming down here in Hopeful Heights.
Ooh, that is true.
Unless if those are just AIs.
Might be. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. McCook, again, have pretty good positioning. Oh, it does look like Gering and Minden got into another altercation with Spat being knocked. And Spat getting finished by Andrew the Goat. That means that GINW and that other team. Oh, Gering. Red Lightning with a knock on Cook Blue. Gering and GINW look like they are in an altercation right now with
like
Bearbury and Nebraska City also getting close to an altercation. Yerke's knocked by Andrew the Goat. This GINW team is such a 0 build team. Like, I tell you. It's crazy. Andrew the Goat with the finish on Yerke's. I do believe that is their best player over at Gering. So it could be good for the GINW team. Good finish for them.
Let's see. Just found that fight. Let's see what's going on.
I do think they got the res on Cook Blue. They did, and Cook Blue does have quite a bit of healing. Ooh. Red Lightning does get knocked, though. Cook Blue is very low. Oh, he gets hit by the... Ooh. You gotta be careful. Cook Blue dead. Navi Blue, I do believe, might be the last player on this team. Oh, no, Sanyu is also over there, too.
He does get knocked.
He does look like he's going to focus.
Sanyu is really low, however.
There's a lot of teams over in this area. I think it's just a good idea to kind of Oh, he's in the car.
Sanyu is in the car. Did get out.
Does look like Andrew the Goat is the last player for this GINW squad. One elimination on this player can lead to some disaster from GINW. Potentially dropping from the top 4.
Potentially maybe just try to get out of here. Get your kills and just, like, try to come back and get
2 a.m. Evergreen by himself right now after his teammates got eliminated by Gering. Let's see.
A couple teams in Storm here.
Holdrege having to fight the Storm as well.
Not taking those med kits.
Armored vehicle, though, so they do have a little bit of leeway there.
Not taking those med kits when you're this deep into Storm. would be quite critical.
They should be okay, though, because they do have a car, but pushing out of the storm is going to be a little bit more difficult since there is a team right outside of the storm and right next to them. Oh, he's running out of the storm. Wonder what he was doing there. He has 11 health. He's going to die. Neon King 1 is going to die in the
Medkits
storm.
or shockwaves could have been helpful there. It is very painful to see players die to the storm when they did have an option to have shockwaves and medkits.
That is true.
That's definitely just a tough thing to see.
That's just poor inventory management as well. I mean, he wasn't aware of what he had in his inventory, and he didn't do anything to kind of keep himself from dying to that storm. Platteview was right next to that Holdrege team in the storm. It does look like they did escape quite easily, though. Over at Lone Wolf Lair, it does look like there is a solo kind of running away from a whole team.
It's like there's a fight over in Brutal Boxcars.
Bongo guy, it does look like Minden got most of their team back up.
Kind of chasing him down with that rocket ram.
Rocket Ram, that's the old one. This is like a drill or something like that.
Rocket drill.
Something.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't either. Does look like
Does get knocked, however.
Auburn's going to have some pretty good luck here.
2 AM Evergreen might be going for a reboot here.
He does have the health.
Doesn't have any medkits or anything, though.
There's somebody outside of the zone. It could be anybody. One player on its own.
Looks like he's getting stuck in that car.
Might not know how to drive. Someone, should ask him where he got his driver's license from.
Hastings Middle School is doing really good right here with all their teammates still alive and full health.
Pickle Lover and McCook.
6 big pots from Pickle Lover.
This is good inventory management here. 2 weapons and a rotate item plus 6 big pots. I mean, this McCook team is very, well established.
The only interesting part is he doesn't have any sort of weapon to spray with.
His teammates probably do, though. I mean, Kuma Kodiak does have, the Holu Twister. And, I mean, look at the rest of his team. They all have, spray weapons.
I do like those porta bunkers coming out, though.
I mean, yeah. They all have rotation, some porta bunkers, a chug jug, and then Pickle Lover has 6 big pots, so I don't think they should be worried about anything. They have plenty of heals in case they get into any fights. It does look like Rushy Dubs is the last player alive for Nebraska City.
It's like R. Campbell might be getting into a fight here. We'll see.
Does look like Cool Connor and Patrick Starr from Beatrice are kind of pushing up towards Holdrege.
Patrick Starr just kind of in the open here.
Ooh, don't know what he's doing here.
Can't really land any shots on him.
Battle aim, bro. Battle aim.
Definitely some
Battle
mischievous
aim,
coming
bro.
out.
Battle aim. Okay, they got the knock on him.
Did get him knocked, however.
Is going to take a little bit of storm
And
damage.
get the kill.
They do have a purple shotgun on his body. Moosekeeper's probably going to go ahead and go for that.
There are some people back in Seaport City. Nope, that's probably just the bots.
Probably. I hate how they put bots.
I don't know why the bots show up as people.
I don't either.
It's kind of annoying.
It is.
Looks like there's a fight coming down in Crime City.
Magic
City of Crime.
So we got Auburn fighting Fairbury. That's Fairbury.
I feel like they only have 1 player remaining, but we can get that res off that one. 11 teams still remaining in this zone.
Looking really good.
Ooh, different elimination leader this time with Kyler Bolt. I believe is how you would say that.
I say it Kyler Bolt
Kyler Bolt.
because his name is I don't know. Yeah, he's from Auburn, but yeah, it does look like R. Campbell did get knocked, so that leaves a little bit of jeopardy from that Norris team. It does look like GINW did get their whole team up, though.
Looks like they did. That
really
is good for them.
And they all have really good health, too. Andrew the Goat with 3 kills, and they're in a pretty good position right now, all in the car.
Looks like they really are.
I just say kind of don't try and challenge anything too stupid. Just kind of stay alive, get some placement points, because they did not get any last game.
Cool Connor dying to the zone once
Ooh, they are getting contested, though, from height.
High ground in this game is really important because when you're on the high ground, it's a lot easier to see your opponents than when your opponents are on the low ground shooting back up at you.
Especially when it comes to having these low firepower weapons like any ARs or things of the sort. Having a sniper or something to kind of watch that angle can be really beneficial for anybody on that high ground. Because as we kind of saw, it was really hard for Andrew the GOAT to hit that player up on height, simply just because he didn't have the most proficient weapon at challenging from long distances.
Yeah, that is true. Looking at it, there might be another fight happening in Crime City soon.
It does look like it's going to be Auburn if they do come into contact with them. As long as the whole team stays... Oh my god, they're separated! One of the players from GINW is getting swarmed by players from Auburn. Doesn't look like they're doing too much to help it. Jero
Does get knocked.
getting knocked. And that leaves GINW with a player disadvantage.
That
Dude,
shows how bad getting separated from your team can be.
why is he charging up the kneecapper? That's my question. That's not good.
It's like they are in a little bit of a sticky situation.
Definitely
here.
seems like some bad situational awareness from GINW. Andrew the GOAT knocked. Does look like King of Space Gaming is going to be back. He's reviving him in the open. Surely he'll see. Looks like he'll be able to get the res off.
That res off.
That's crazy stuff.
Really interesting.
They can go ahead and get the finish on Kyler Bolt to make sure he can't get res. That's the kill leader gone.
That is a
And
really good
Andrew the GOAT
refresh.
picks up the victory crown, which again, not good. It does display your location on the map to all of the other players in the game. So I would recommend, oh, there he goes, dropping it, thank the Lord.
It definitely, that was a really good refresh for their team right there.
He has one big pot. He does have some bandages on the ground over there. I thought I saw those at least. Might be hallucinating.
Yeah, I think we might be seeing things.
My bad, yo. Oh, it does look like there is a med kit up there, though. So he should be able to get that.
Looking at the map, it looks like there might be a team fighting over in Shogun's Solitude. Nope, just kind of getting held in the zone potentially, though.
Does look like Seward is kind of holding off the team of Nebraska City. With Seward being on the bottom of that mountain and Seward or Nebraska City being up at the top of it.
Monkey16845 sees the Grand Island Northwest team over there. Just continues to keep crouching around and hiding, just trying to get that placement points.
Yep.
He does have a really powerful guns in his inventory, but he doesn't have any heals.
Yep. No, stop.
Choosing to rotate dead side, I actually like this play from him.
Really good idea.
Especially being a solo, going to the side of the map where not as many people are going to be on is really good. You really want to avoid fighting when you're the only person alive on your team.
That is very true. You do want to kind of stick it out as far as you can.
Big Bad John still kind of, their team's just in zone. That is Auburn, but just kind of trying to stay alive, stay behind the zone so they don't get seen by Northwest.
They do know Northwest is still there. They just don't know where they could be, so they're trying to stay as strategic as possible to not run into that team of 4.
Does see Andrew the GOAT.
Don't know if he saw him. He did see him. That's an explosive. Ooh, he's getting lasered. Big Bad John. Oh, he is dead.
He's getting knocked.
That was some good aim from Andrew the GOAT 770.
Looks like Rattling
Gunner.
Still in here.
1 kill with not too many options. He has
no white health. Might die.
He does have some white health, actually. That is his last white health, though.
Might not be able to get out safely.
You never know. He has a car.
He does have a car, though.
He's going to go ahead and grab his teammate's reboot.
This might work out good for advantage here.
GINW did kind of just rotate away, which isn't the best idea in this case.
You do have to get going to zone, though. Look at how far of a pole they had.
That is true. Seward.
Just still doing that same strategy as sitting in the bush, and hey, it's been working out pretty good for them.
Yeah, they are on the closest to zone, so I mean they don't have too much going on. Hastings Middle School
might be getting pressed here.
Do have one of them.
Tanker is a player that's been alive, being able to stick it out, getting second place in that one game.
Don't think he will be able to get. Yep, he's not staying alive.
Get knocked.
Platteview on top of that high ground.
Trying to swim upstream here.
HMS Tiger 3 does only have around 8 or 77 health. Never mind, gonna go ahead and get that health up. Still trying to swim upstream.
It might be more effective at this point to just run on the ground even.
Definitely, because I know he's there now. I don't know why he's trying to heal his teammate.
Doesn't see him.
He's trying to heal his teammate, it seems like. Does look like he's gonna be eliminated
Shot tries
here.
to rocket drill away, but
He's rocket drilling
some
straight to
mischievous
another
aim from
player.
the enemies.
Another player, he doesn't have the
Does
cooldown.
get taken out. 9 teams alive still.
This is a very tiny zone for 9 players, that's all I'm gonna say. Or for 9 teams.
Storm radius is going to be shrinking down to 100 meters.
Since the elimination of Kyler Bolt, Sportmaster 10 is the new kill leader.
That is true, he is. Looking at it, the fastest elimination was 1 minute and 45 seconds, so surprised that this game has been going as slow as it has.
That is true. I guess a lot more teams realize how close the points are, and I mean it kind of does help give them something more to stay alive for. It does look like GINW is in a little bit of trouble though. King of Space Gaming kind of unaware of his surroundings.
No white heals for GINW and all their players being really low.
Yeah, King of Space Gaming isn't too aware of what he's doing. Mythic Shotgun in the inventory does have some minis, so he can go ahead and take the minis.
It's like no one asked 53. Platteview just trying to
no-scoping.
get some snipes
And
up.
what is he doing?
I'm guessing he was scoping in and that was just a visual glitch.
I sure hope it was.
I don't think a no-scope would be that accurate, but
You're right.
you never know. Nuzum currently on those roofs in Shogun's Solitude. There's 3 teams there, though. Choosing not to take those porta bunkers.
Ooh, that could be really bad for late games, especially since this circle is getting really, really small. Not a lot of people are wanting to confront each other and try to fight it out.
Exactly. 7 out of the 12 stone zones so far.
Mousekeeper did just get eliminated, so I do believe that could be the end for Holdrege.
7 teams alive right now.
Hold
All
on
the
a second.
teams
Did I just see Rushy Dubs not shoot at one of the opposing players? I swear they were in the same building. I swear I saw Rushy Dubs and Spat in the same building. Huh. Might be seeing things again.
Might be.
Oh, King of Space Gaming knocked by McCook.
Let's look at that. He might be able to get the res off, though.
Nuzum gets the knock on Shy Guy QR, though. Fairbury is 1 player down. Pickle Lover from McCook is getting lasered by Red Lightning, who's using this car to his advantage. He's going to have to run out in the open a little bit, though.
That beam did give him cover to just kind of rotate up for free, though.
That is true. A lot of teams in Shogun Solitude.
Zone pulling back down. This is a really unfortunate zone.
2 AM Evergreen getting killed to the storm, or knocked to the storm.
4 teams left alive right now.
Andrew the Goat getting another kill on Rushy Dub's TTV. 4 teams left. This is really good for this, all these teams involved right now, with Sportmaster from McCook getting 7 kills by himself. Or from Platteview, my apologies. McCook
Here's
kind of
McCook, only with 3 kills, doing that same kind of World Cup strategy as we saw before.
Is it boring to watch? Kind of, yes. But does it get them points? Of course it does.
That is all true.
Sportmaster kind of fighting that entire team by himself. He's having to run away.
Yeah, kind of beamed up there.
His overshield's gone. This is a Black Knight skin.
Revert backwards, having 3 medkits still in his inventory can be really crucial later on in the game.
This guy's an OG, gotta respect the OGs, guys. And Rattling Gunner still alive from Auburn, the last player left on his squad.
In zone 2 with that porta bunker.
That's crazy.
He might be able to stick this out.
Wow, and it does look like no one asked from... Ooh, Red Lightning gets the kill on no one asked. But Pickle Lover did get the knock, so Pickle Lover is credited with the kill. Does look like Revered backwards does get the knock on King of Space Gaming. Pork Chop might be going up for Platteview, though. This could be a lobby focus on McCook.
When that shield bubble goes away, there's going to be a lot of spray on GINW.
GINW, not in the... Oh, Red Lightning gets a knock on revert backwards.
Ooh, they do get really lucky with this zone pull, pulling back into Grand Island from down the hill.
Revert backwards is knocked on Plattview's side, but they won't be able to get the finish. Porkchop watching Red Lightning and Andrew the Goat like a hawk.
I actually really like this play of playing underneath the porta bunker so that you can't get shot from above.
One explosive though, and it's kind of over for them though. And Sportmaster is kind of preying on them, drops on him. What happens from then? Nobody knows. Not Savage Cookie killing War Dog.
Andrew the Goat just trying to kind of get pre-rotation off of this.
Red Lightning rotating over with his teammate. These were the two last players alive for GINW in the first zero build drop. Let's see if they can kind of replicate what they did before with being in not the best position, but still winning it anyway. Oh, Sportmaster completely separated from his team. Kuma Kodiak. Oh,
Ooh,
and just like that,
taking
Plattview's
out
gone.
Platteview getting 4th place there. And then another team going
Wait
down.
a minute. It's just McCook versus GINW. Kuma Kodiak dives. He's low. He's knocked.
He
but
is knocked out.
Red Lightning getting lasered. There's some explosives coming out from McCook. Red Lightning gone.
gets knocked.
Andrew the Goat might be in some trouble here. He does not have
No
any
cover.
shield.
Trying to kind of play cover off that hill.
Bob Wardog has no health, though.
Getting jumped on.
Andrew the Goat. And it could be... Oh, hold on a second.
have any
And
heal?
just like
No, he
that,
doesn't.
Pork
Second
Chop still
place.
up. GINW getting 2nd place with another win
That was
for McCook.
really good off of McCook right there. The way that they just chose to rotate really late so they could keep that high ground.
That is really true. And I mean, again, they had so much cover. Pork Chop still had another 2 porta bunkers if they needed to use
They
them.
played that really good. Northwest's big crucial mistake there was probably just trying to rotate down that hill really early.
Yeah, they rotated really early. It didn't put them in the best positioning, especially since the McCook team had a lot of high ground on them, and they didn't have any porta bunkers or any
That
cover.
zone pull takes a lot of skill to play because you're going back down a hill. If you rotate early, you're kind of stuck. If you rotate late, you just might get stuck by the zone. So it's really hard to play. That was a really close game. I'm really curious to see how our score will end up changing and shifting. So we're going to go to a break, and then we will be right back with our results. Welcome back. We now have our results for Fortnite Division 2, our state championship. Let's look at those. Your Division 2 state champion for Fortnite Battle Royale is McCook, winning with 163 points. Your runner-up, GINW, Grand Island Northwest with 130 points in 2nd place. 3rd place was Platteview with 125 points. Really close, just 5 points off of 2nd place. Auburn is in 4th place with 99 points. Minden getting 5th place with 86. Gering, 71 points in 6th place. They just had one really good drop that really just won them that 6th place. 7th place is Holdrege with 60 points. And then Chase County finishing in 8th place with 50 points. Rest of the teams, good job everyone who played today. I really enjoyed watching. It was really competitive, I'd say, just in general. We will be live next weekend for our state tournament in person at Doane College.
Yep, we got next Friday and next Saturday. Next Friday, the schedule is going to be, I think, Division 4 and then Division 1?
Yep. And then Division 2 and Division 3 on Saturday.
Yep, and then, yeah, basically, in-person tournament. Games should be streamed on both the NSCSA Twitch channel, so this Twitch channel right here, and the Doane University esports channel as well, which we will have a link to that when it comes time to, broadcast over there.
We'd love to see you in person, but also you can just watch on Twitch. If you follow us, you'll get a notification when we go live.
Yep. But I mean, yeah, very competitive games today. I definitely did like watching Division 2 the most, just because of how competitive it was. I mean, most of the time, these zones got really tiny compared to some of the other divisions. It was either a complete blowout or, the zone got relatively tiny and there's still 2 teams left. But
yeah, for sure. It was really close with all of them, coming down to just 1 or 2 kills.
But I mean, yeah, like you said, there are some teams that are more zero-build teams. Zero-build teams than build teams. GINW, I mean, under 20 points in both of the build drops, but in both of the no-build drops, they got over 40 points, which ultimately rocketed them to second.
And that's why it really just takes like really good communication and versatility to be good in this competitive mode. Because look at McCook. They won. They had almost 50 points in 3 of the drops, with it being even different game modes. They just had one bad drop, but the rest of theirs, they're really versatile. They competed really good, and in the end, they came out on top. So congratulations to them and the rest of the players, and we'll see you next week.